Alright, so I'm here at Halloween Horror Nights. Today I'm doing something really simple. I just want to try and get through all of the houses with my express pass and see how long it takes me to get through everything. It is a Wednesday night and it's about 8:30 right now, a little bit before 8:30. So I'm going to get into Ghostbusters. I'm standing outside of Ghostbusters. I'm going to start the clock now and try and get through all 10 houses before I leave and see what time I get done. All right, so it is 8:36 and I'm already through Ghostbusters with my express pass. So I'm headed over to Yeti. I'm just gonna go around the entire park and try and get through everything. I did notice that it's a little light. It's not quite as many people here today. And the people in front of me in the house were going really, really fast. It's like I was trying to walk at a normal pace, which was actually a lot faster than normal going through the houses. Usually it's kind of growing at a crawl. So all of the ushers inside the house were trying to hurry me up. But the people in front of me were going a lot faster than usual, so it was a little odd. Anyway, I'm going into Yeti. So it is about 8:40 now. It's a little bit of a walk over here. It's a 35-minute wait for Yeti, but it's not going to be a 35-minute wait for me. All right, it's 8:47. I just got done with Yeti, so that's 2 houses down in about 15 minutes. The scares in Yeti are a little bit weak for me, just the Yetis try and jump out at me, but they're always shorter than me. I was hoping they'd be at least on stilts or something, but they're all very short Yeti. There's a couple of them that are standing up on blocks that are okay, but most of them are small. Okay, so it's 8:50. I'm headed into Us right now, and I'm not a huge fan of this house just because everybody's just kind of tiny and not scary, and they're just regular people. I have seen the movie. It isn't all that scary, just a whole bunch of teenagers running around with scissors. But you know what? I'm gonna go through it. Last time I went through this one was on opening night, I think. Maybe, yeah. I haven't been through it more than like once or twice. And maybe they've worked out several of the kinks that they had on opening night. So definitely want to give these a chance. But anyway, 8:50, heading into my third house. All right, 9:02 and I'm through Us. So now I've got to head back out this same exit again to go to Stranger Things, which usually has the longest wait. So hopefully the express is still pretty short. As far as the Us house goes, I really am not super impressed by it. I mean, there's a few scenes that really seem like it's kind of mailed in to be even remotely close to the movie, but it's just a haunted house though. But not my favorite. Okay, so it's 9:05. I just entered the line for Stranger Things. The wait time in the regular line is 65 minutes for Stranger Things. It is the house that has the longest wait time right now. It's still going to exit through that same exit. So far, I think that this is probably my favorite IP house, so intellectual property house. Ghostbusters is pretty good, but there's only really one special effect in there that really impresses me. So this one has several. They're not as great as the proton pack special effect, but I mean, they're still good. I wish that the season 3 part of Stranger Things wasn't just kind of jammed in at the end though. But anyway, I'm going to go through this house and then I have to work my way to the opposite side of the park. Okay, so it's 9:18. I just got through Stranger Things. The exit doesn't go to the same exit as Yeti and Us. It actually goes to the same exit as Ghostbusters. So I'm leaving out through like the exit that goes underneath of Rip Ride and Rocket. So next I'm going to head straight across the park. And I think the next one's going to be House of a Thousand Corpses. As far as Stranger Things goes, on opening night, it definitely looked a lot better. It's gotten a lot of wear and tear, especially some of the flaps that hang down that people rub up against when they walk through. They're like, you know, supposed to be like strands of meat, but they've been walked through so much they've actually worn off the color and they look a little gross. Probably the scariest thing for me right now about Halloween Horror Nights is how nasty the like meat locker doors, like they have the plastic strips that hang down like in a meat locker in every door, and they get greasy nasty, and it's like, oh, I gotta move this thing, slide through. Ugh. But anyway, on to the next house. All right, so it's 9:32 and I'm going into the House of a Thousand Corpses. If I had to do it over again, I probably would have gone over to the Killer Clowns from Outer Space and hit all of them on the way through, but I'm probably gonna leave after I'm done with all the houses, so I think I'll go to the far end and work my way back. All right, it's 9:41 and I just got done with House of a Thousand Corpses, so I'm going to be headed over towards the other side of Men in Black to do Depths of Fear. I'm still really not a fan of House of a Thousand Corpses. There are some pretty good effects in there, and I'm sure if I knew the movie a lot better, I probably would like it a little bit more. But I don't. Not a big fan of the movie. But anyway, moving on. All right, it is 9:44 and I'm headed into Depths of Fear. So I think I'm making pretty good time. So far, from what I understand, Depths of Fear is most people's least favorite house. I could kind of understand why a lot of people say that this is their least favorite house, because on opening night I saw several of the characters walking to go on break, and most of the costumes were like missing most of their teeth. So I think the teeth are probably made of silicone and probably fall out really, really easy. So a whole bunch of toothless fish monsters trying to scare you is kind of a hard sell, I think. All right, so it is 9:55. I just got through with Depths of Fear. It has changed a little bit since opening night. They've added a lot more fog around where the little dog has died, so you can barely see the dog. It was really prominent and well lit the first time I went through, but enough people had complained about that little stuffed dog being in there that they've covered it up a little bit. It's still there, but they've covered it up. Definitely a lackluster house. I didn't pay attention to see if all of the teeth were still there or not, so oh well. I was not really super impressed by it. All right, so it's 10 o'clock and I'm headed into Nightingale's Blood Pit. So this is the Death Pigeon house. It's a legacy house, so if you're not familiar with legacy houses, you might be a little lost when you come to one like this. But just know that it's an original IP house that basically these nightingales attack where there's a lot of people dying, so they've themed it to be the Colosseum. So a whole bunch of gladiators are dying, so these guys come and kind of feed on the carrion. So that's kind of the lore of these guys. Now that I know a little bit more of the lore, I appreciate it a little bit more. All right, 10:05 and I'm done with Nightingale's Blood Pit. I don't know. I definitely feel like I missed out on a lot of scares there, that I just kind of just walked quietly through that house. There were several times where there weren't any scares, like the group in front of me got hit and then the group behind me got hit, but I didn't get hit. It's like they would be like, oh, oh, and they try and scare the person behind me. I don't know. There was one that tried to scare me, got like right in my face while I was looking another way. But I don't know. I guess I'm dead inside. It is 10:12 now, and I'm headed into Universal Monsters. All right, it is 10:28. I just got done with Universal Monsters. I feel like I got missed by every single scare. There was like 3 scares at that entire house for me, but the people in front of me got a lot of scares, and the people behind me got a lot of scares. So I don't know. I guess going by yourself, you don't get a good group of people together to get scared, so they go after the groups. But still not a big fan of that one. A lot of people say that that's their favorite house, but I just don't see it. Okay, so it is 10:34. I'm headed into Graveyard Games. I think that the exit for Universal Monsters is the longest exit of any here at the at Halloween Horror Nights. It has a long walk, and I get to do most of it again to exit this house. But this house is Graveyard Games. I've done it a couple of times. I do like it because you can kind of get scares before you realize you're actually in the house. So this one's pretty good. I would definitely recommend it. At least don't miss it if you're here. So I'm gonna try. I think I have this one and then Killer Clowns from Outer Space left to get done. All right, so it is 10:53. I just got out of Graveyard Games, so now I'm headed out towards the Killer Clowns from Outer Space house. I think that's the last one I have to do. So I think I've made pretty good time. I started around 8:30, so I think I'm doing okay to get all the houses done in a couple hours. One thing I will say about Graveyard Games, to really appreciate it, you need to make sure that you look upwards. It's probably the most vertical house. Usually they have more different angles. They'll work the different angles a little bit more. This one, you get a lot of scenery and stuff up above you, but you don't necessarily get scares from above you. All right, it's 11:04 and I'm headed into the last house, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I do like this house. It's the only house I think that has interactive elements. There's some buttons you can push inside of here, but I think I made a pretty good time. I started about 8:30 and I was able to get through all the houses by around 11 o'clock, so that's pretty good. My feet kind of ache. I've been doing nothing but walking straight to the next house. So I am done with all the houses. I had the express pass, so I was able to go pretty quickly through all of them. I got through all 10 houses this year in about 2.5 hours. That includes just walking and waiting time from the moment I got into the first house. So it doesn't count the time I spent getting into the park or anything like that, but that was pretty negligible. I mean, at most I'd probably add another 20 minutes to that for the walk through City Walk and everything to get here. Yeah. So I will put together my ratings of all the houses. I've gone through all of them several times now, so I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on them. There were definitely a lot more misses than hits this year, so that's a little disappointing. But not every year can be great, because then the great years are just normal years, right? So anyway, that's pretty much where I'm going to end the video right now. So if you haven't already, please give the video a like, a thumbs up, or if you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. That's totally fine. I wasn't really planning on spending a lot of time filming today, so I just filmed everything on my phone just to try and go a little kind of quickly and guerrilla warfare kind of filming here. So quality might not be quite as good as normal, but hopefully you guys will forgive me. But I just wanted to try and get through the houses as quickly as possible without worrying about filming and capturing a whole bunch of stuff and fiddling with my camera. So hopefully you liked the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to Parks in Your Pocket. And if you would like to help me make more videos, please check out our Patreon. The link will be in the end screen just coming up. So once again, thank you for watching. And my name is Dave, and I'll see you again real soon. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. I also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters, our Pocketeers. If you're interested in becoming a Pocketeer, please check out the Patreon link up above. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you really should follow me on Instagram to see some of the really cool pictures I've been taking around the parks.